This is the first in a series of 3 videos that explains the benefits available to those over the age of 65 in Canada. The 3 benefits that we'll be talking about are Old Age Security, also known as OAS, Guaranteed Income Supplement, also known as GIS, and the Canada Pension Plan, also known as CPP. In this video, we'll be focusing on Old Age Security. This is Canada's largest pension program, and it is funded out of the general revenues of the Government of Canada, which means that you do not pay directly into it. OAS is not dependent on your employment history. You can still get the supplement if you have never worked or if you are still employed. The Old Age Security Pension is a taxable monthly benefit available to most Canadians 65 years of age and older. There are several different situations in which you may be eligible for OAS. To receive Old Age Security Pension, you must be 65 years of age or older, be a Canadian citizen or a legal resident in Canada, and you must have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after turning 18. If you live outside Canada, you must have had legal status on the day before you left Canada, and you must have lived in Canada for at least 20 years after turning 18. If you're working for or have worked for a Canadian employer outside of Canada, your time abroad could be counted as residency in Canada. If this situation applies to you, WoodGreen Financial Wellness Coaches can provide more information on your individual case. The first and most important thing to know about OAS is that it is your responsibility to make sure that the benefit is set up correctly. Approximately 1 month after your 64th birthday, most individuals who are potentially eligible to receive OAS will receive a notification from the government. This will either be a letter stating potential eligibility to receive OAS and that an application will need to be submitted, or a letter indicating selection for automatic enrollment in the OAS program. Even if you're automatically enrolled, it is your responsibility to ensure that the information is correct. The government may request supporting documentation to be sent with your application. If you were born in Canada and have lived here all your life, this will not apply to you. But if you were born outside of Canada or have become a citizen of another country, you may have to provide proof of citizenship. If you were born outside of Canada, you will need to submit one of the following documents to confirm your Canadian citizenship or legal status. If you are a Canadian citizen, you can provide a certificate of Canadian citizenship, naturalization certificate, or Canadian passport issued in 1970 or later. If you are a permanent resident, formerly known as landed immigrant, you can provide Canadian immigration documents or Canadian immigration stamp on your passport. If you are a resident under a temporary residence permit, formerly known as minister's permit, you will need to provide a copy of your temporary residence permit. If you have not lived in Canada all your life, you are required to send documents that prove your history of residence in Canada. The following documents can be used to prove when you entered, departed, or returned to Canada: passports, immigration records such as visas, or custom declarations. If you are required to send in supporting documentation, do not send original copies of your documents. You should send certified photocopies. Certified photocopies are a photocopy of an original document that is readable and that has been certified as a true copy of the original. You can bring your documents to any Service Canada Centre and they will photocopy and certify your documents for free. If you cannot visit a Service Canada Centre, you can also visit WoodGreen's documentation clinic to have these documents certified. Once you have applied for OAS, Service Canada will inform you by mail whether your application was approved or not, or whether additional information or documentation is required to make a decision on your application. There may be situations where you wish to delay receiving your old age security. Before applying to defer receipt of your OAS payments, you will need to carefully consider your financial position, savings, employment history, and retirement goals. WoodGreen offers free financial coaching to help you with your financial planning. You can defer payments for up to 5 years after the date you become eligible for OAS in exchange for a higher monthly amount. Every month you delay your payments, your monthly payment will increase by 0.6% per month. There is no financial advantage in deferring your OAS pension after the age of 70. After this time, you will not be maximizing the payments that you could receive. If you choose to defer your OAS pension, you will not be eligible for other possible benefits related to OAS. During the period you are delaying your OAS pension, you will not be eligible for Guaranteed Income Supplement, also known as GIS, or GIS allowance benefits, applicable to spouses or common law partners. You may be asking why you would want to defer payments. You may wish to defer if you are still working and receiving an income, or if you feel that your current financial situation allows you to live comfortably without this source of income. If you earn more than the maximum annual income, you may wish to delay your OAS payments. If you do decide to defer your OAS, you will still need to apply up to 11 months before you wish to start receiving your pension. If you received an automatic enrollment notice but you wish to defer, you will need to contact Service Canada. As mentioned earlier, OAS pension payments are considered to be taxable income. When applying, you can request income tax to be deducted at the source, or at any point while receiving OAS, you can request income tax to be deducted by completing the necessary form, ISP 3520. The decision to take income tax off your OAS payments will be dependent on your financial situation. If your total income is over $19,000, it is recommended that you have income tax deducted each month to avoid having to pay tax in a lump sum after you file your yearly tax return. Thank you for listening. If you have questions about your personal financial situation, WoodGreen's Financial Empowerment Department provides unbiased information and free counseling. Contact the Financial Empowerment Team today at 416-645-6000, extension 1330, or email them at fw@woodgreen.org.